Hi, I'm Kip Twitchell. I thought I'd record another in my series of conversations with Kips. Today I'm in Santa Cruz, California. Let's talk a bit more about the proliferation of posting events, posting processes in the world. As you remember, the posting process is the process of taking a business event or transaction and over time accumulating it into balances. This process at one time, and when it was invented back perhaps in 1494 and documented by Luca Pacioli, it was a tremendous innovation that allowed the world to measure what was happening in businesses throughout the world and understand how the activities had progressed, what the status of things were. This was a tremendous innovation at the time. Yet this innovation of posting, of turning transactions into balances, has become something that we take for granted. It's embedded in thousands of processes, business processes throughout the world, and we don't even think about it anymore. No one's thought about how it could be done differently, what it would impact if we did, how it would create greater efficiencies and better information if we considered a different way of going after the posting process. Consider a few of the business events in the world and where it is embedded in business processes. Let's start for a moment with perhaps the inventory master file. Inventory master file would be something common in a manufacturing retail business. Inventory master file accumulates two different kinds of business events: the receipt of inventory and the sale of inventory. Those business events both increase or decrease the inventory master file. The material master file for a manufacturing company, the receipt of raw materials will increase it. The manufacturing of goods would decrease the material master file. The sales master file. Sales master file can be accumulated by customers. It is increased as customers buy things. It's decreased as customers pay for things. Also sometimes it's called the accounts receivable file. Accounts payable is another process where we incurred invoices against materials that we need to purchase, things that we need to buy, all sorts of business processes that need to be procured. When we make payment against those, send cash, checks, electronic payments of some sort, we decrease the accounts payable file. In the financial world, it's the same sorts of things. If we think about the deposit system will have receipt of funds from a depositor, will increase the deposit system, drawdown and withdrawal of funds would decrease it. Loan master files will have the same sort of thing. You can see from this processes that almost every business event we have automated in some way has involved a set of transactions, business events, but it's also involved a master file of some sort. Now, each one of these business processes appears to be something unique and individual, that they have a unique set of characteristics that need to be maintained about that, and that is true. The problem is that as we set those unique attributes that need to be maintained, that we create reconciliation processes if we want to report or measure those same set of business events against a different set of attributes. We only have a limited set of attributes with which to make a master file. When we take business events and post them to multiple master files, because we want to keep track of the attributes, the characteristics of the business events, we create reconciliation processes. As we do so, we increase the number of reconciliations in our businesses, and each reconciliation by itself doesn't take a great deal of time, but over time the cost of reconciliation becomes higher and higher. It decreases the quality of the information, the impact of the information when we have reconciliation differences. And reconciliation differences are things that cannot be fully automated. The testing for reconciliation to see if things equal can be fully automated. But when there's a difference, when there's a discrepancy, when something does not accumulate correctly for some purpose, some reason, that is not something that can be fully automated. You could automate the process of recreating the balances by rerunning all of the transactions that ever accumulated into that balance, but how practical is that? That just tells you that either your balance was correct or incorrect when it was accumulated in some way. Otherwise, it requires human intervention to investigate a difference in reconciliation. The proliferation of these posting processes in our organizations and the reconciliations associated with them and the decrease in the impact of information because we have reconciliation differences has a huge impact on our businesses throughout the world. We spend a lot of time doing posting processes and trying to figure out and measure different things against those transactions and finding out why things aren't the same because of the posting process has never been scaled or thought about doing the posting process in a different way. We'll talk about that in a subsequent episode.